Hi everyone, welcome to Movie Magic Mondays, your weekly ticket to the movies. I'm glad some of you found your way to the channel. A very warm welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm very happy you are here and you are hopefully enjoying the reviews. At least there is one review up and this is the second review on the channel. So we're pretty new, but we're pretty hyped and let's say very energized to talk about movies. I'm gonna review Kingsman The Secret Service today. A movie I absolutely love. And why do I review a movie that is more than 10 years old? Because I watched it over the weekend with my daughter and I think I should talk about this movie because I love it so much. It is actually the only movie I reviewed for IGN and I gave a 10. No other movies have received that grade or number from me, and there is a good reason for this because Kingsman The Secret Service, in my opinion, is the almost perfect movie that at least deserves it. And I would have given it an 11 because I enjoyed it so much. And I actually enjoyed it watching it again, and I will tell you why. So, we got Matthew Vaughn, the director, who made a couple of awesome movies. He made Kingsman, of course, The Secret Service, and the sequel, Kingsman The Golden Circle, which was very good as well. The prequel, The Kingsman, I think is called. It's placed 100 years before the Kingsman The Secret Service movie is not a movie that resonated very well with me, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Kingsman The Secret Service is an absolutely fantastic movie. We kind of have, if you haven't seen it yet, and there might be spoilers in this review because the movie is more than 10 years old. I think it came out in 2014. So, yeah, if you have not heard it by now, then I might be the one to tell you. I'm sorry. So, there might be spoilers in here. But the movie kind of reinvents the spy genre, in my opinion. We of course had the James Bond movies, which were very funny, very cool, very stylish. Those developed over the year. We had a couple of other movies. We got some very loud motorcycles outside. You might have heard that one, but that's okay. We got a couple of other movies. Think of the Bourne movies, which were a lot more serious. Other spy movies that involved like the East and the West. And I think only a few movies revisited that genre in the modern age or modern day that made it a bit more lighthearted. And Kingsman The Secret Service is one of those movies. I really enjoyed, for example, Guy Ritchie's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. as well, which of course is based on an old TV show, which was a lot more lighthearted and a lot more funny. But of course, that plays in the old days as well. I think in the 60s or 70s. Yeah, I think that might be it because the Berlin Wall is still up. Different movie, I might review that one as well. So we got a new take of the spy genre from Matthew Vaughn here, and that is what I loved about the movie because we got the old guard, the old spies suit, very sophisticated aristocracy, a very difficult word for me to say, and that combined with like a kid from the street that they are trying to recruit for their spy organization because the world is threatened by by Samuel L. Jackson actually, which is perfect for that role, by a maniac that wants to get rid of most of the world's inhabitants and has a very evil special plan for that, and therefore thinks the world is threatened by a virus. The virus is man, and we have to get rid of that virus somehow. So this is generally the plot. Like, bad guy wants to destroy most of humankind. The good guys, old spies, have to adapt to the modern ways. Therefore, they are recruiting a young guy that is from the streets. Taron Egerton is playing Eggsy, and I think he does that very, very well. I love all the old and new stuff and how they combine the fact that Eggsy is taking part in kind of a recruitment process and he has some skills already down that the aristocracy guys who take part in that recruitment process, and most of them are assholes, do not have down, because he has some street smarts, and that ensures some funny, cool situations. He actually has a lot of heart, just like his dad, who worked for the organization before, who has been seen as a failure because he came from the street as well. He died during the service, but he actually sacrificed himself for his comrades, and those comrades, am I allowed to say comrades? Companions? Comrades is not necessarily a Russian word, right? Those comrades actually are, or one of them or two of them, are actually recruiting and supporting Eggsy in his quest to become one of the Kingsmen. And the recruitment process is paralleled by the build-up of the taking over the world process and trying to find out what's happening. What intrigued me with that movie right away is that the opening sequence, actually two opening sequences, are absolutely fantastic and drawing you in right away. I love it if a movie starts with a big bang, if a movie starts with taking rain and showing you the action you are about to experience, and actually doesn't leave anything to the imagination when it comes to the tone, vibe, and style of the movie. And that movie does that brilliantly, because not only do we have an extremely cool entry or opening scene with some of the main characters, including Eggsy's dad, which unfortunately already dies in that opening scene. Again, this is a spoiler that happens in the first 45 seconds. But we get another opening scene, which then takes us to the current day and age. And there we actually see that there is a plot developing of taking over the world. Very happy to see Mark Hamill in a role of a professor. He's part of that second opening scene. I love Mark Hamill. Of course, I love Star Wars. I'm a movie fan. Which movie fan doesn't love Star Wars? And you can argue, but I think 99% of us do love Star Wars. And Mark Hamill, in a kind of funny but cool role that suits him very well, was very happy to see that. In general, the whole cast is made up of big stars. We got Samuel L. Jackson playing the bad guy. Taron Egerton, of course, upcoming star from then, but he now played in a lot of other movies. I have not seen Tetris yet. I'm looking forward to that one. As you know, I worked for Nintendo, and I really love Nintendo, and my first real console or handheld was the Game Boy. So I'm very curious about the Tetris movie, but I obviously have seen Elton, and I think that was a very, very good movie, and he played very well there, but I really love him in the Kingsman movies as well. He might have met Elton in the second Kingsman movie, and they might have connected. I don't know, maybe that's out there. That's how I like to imagine things, because Elton might have liked him in the second movie, they might have connected, and therefore he might have gotten the role for Elton, and of course he's a very good actor, so he deserves that role. We got Colin Firth playing one of the Kingsmen as well, and I think of course he is a very well known and very established actor. And the bad guy has a main henchman, or in this case a henchwoman, played by Sofia Boutella, and I love her in everything. I might be a little bit in love with her. It is what it is. I think she's fantastic, and she plays Gazelle, and she plays the henchman of the bad guy so extremely well in this movie that we not only got an excellent bad guy, but we got an excellent henchman as well, with an excellent, epic closing fight between Eggsy and Sofia Boutella Gazelle. Again, spoilers, but yeah, you will see that that is an absolute highlight of the movie. I loved her in everything she did, like Atomic Blonde. I think she was fantastic. The Mummy, I think she was fantastic. And again, I might be a bit biased because I think she's a very captivating woman. But I think she's playing her parts extremely well. And yeah, she's a great actress in my opinion. So the movie is developing. Eggsy is taking part in the recruitment process. Ultimately, of course, he might be the chosen one that joins the Kingsmen in the end. And yeah, he's fighting together with his fellow Kingsmen to save the world. But the fact that we got modern stuff mixed with the old spy stuff mixed, even like remarks like, oh, like this technology has caught up. What is this when they look at the spy equipment? This technology has caught up with the modern technology, or modern technology has caught up with spy technology, and these kind of remarks, which makes the whole thing very funny. But some really really cool things happen. I really want to highlight one scene, which to me is one of the best scenes, if not the best scene of the last couple of years, action wise. There is a scene in which Colin Firth tries to investigate what the bad guy has planned, and the bad guy is executing his plan via a signal that turns people crazy. And he's trying out that plan why Colin Firth is actually in a church in the US, and he has gotten a tip that there is something going on there. So he's investigating there. Signal is being used on that church, and the whole church goes crazy, including the Kingsman. And that is a scene that not only has a wonderful soundtrack used for it. It's Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd, which fits the scene so extremely well. It's crazy. But it also shows what crazy, mindless, without control, I think Colin Firth even says it after the scene, "What did you do to me? I had no control," can do in a room full of normal people who are, some of them, armed. So imagine yourself in a church of maybe like 100 people in it, one special agent, one spy in there, and the church is hit by a signal that drives everybody crazy, and then everybody starts fighting against each other and killing each other. And that scene to the soundtrack of of Lynyrd Skynyrd, I think Freebird is so awesome that they used this for this scene, and I think it's very very cool. They are allowed to, we're allowed to. And Colin Firth, it seems like minutes. The song is very long, and of course they don't use the whole song, but it seems like Colin Firth is fighting for minutes. He's using all his tricks, all his special spy equipment. First he's starting with his gun, then he's taking the gun from somebody else, then he's taking the knife from somebody else, then he's fighting his way through, then he's taking his lighter, it's exploding, then he's got like a couple of darts in his watch. It's so fucking awesome. That scene is so fantastic. I can watch that all day long, and I'm still gonna discover something new in this scene that is actually amazing to me. I think because of that scene, I might have given it a 10. There are some things that are not super perfect, but it's pretty perfect. It's like most of the things are like a 9.5, 9.8 or something, but some things are just so good that I had to give this movie a 10 in my IGN review. Little things little jokes and little not very political correct things that actually make the movie so good, added to some scenes, are okay, because it's okay to be a bit edgy. It's okay to look for that borderline. You can maybe just cross a little bit and be a little bit edgy and still make a very fun and very nice and very respectful movie, because it's a movie and we want to be entertained. And the entertainment in Kingsman, it's so fantastic. The fight scenes are choreographed well. The stuff they use, even like an umbrella, which of course is a typical old school spy thing, that an umbrella can be used like a shield or like a gun. Hidden knives in the shoes, we saw that of course in James Bond as well. Things like this, I think, make this movie absolutely worthwhile and absolutely fantastic. So folks, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, hit that subscribe button, would be awesome. I know this is me rambling about how awesome this movie is, but it is. And I think that's cool as well. I'm very curious what you think about Kingsman, if you have seen it yet. And if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. If you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments as well. Maybe you hate Kingsman and you want to let me know why. It would be very cool. But I wanted to show you as well that this channel will definitely be about reviewing movies that just came out in the cinema. Normally, like I said in my first review of on the channel of The Running Man, I normally get to attend press screenings, so I might be very early sometimes with bringing you the reviews. But sometimes I think I just want to talk about old movies. Want to talk about Escape from LA, even more Escape from New York, the first one. Want to talk about Aliens, which is arguably my favorite movie together with Big Trouble in Little China. I want to talk about all kinds of Lord of the Rings movies. We got a couple of those which are absolutely fantastic. I even want to talk about movies from the 50s like Hornblower with Gregory Peck. I just love cinema and I just love movies, and I think we should talk about that more. Not only the talk of the day, but other movies as well. And Kingsman came to my mind, like I said in the beginning, because I watched it with my daughter over the weekend and I had a great time, and I thought, next review, wow, that was a hard knock. Next review will be of The Kingsman. Stealthy, stay frosty. Thanks a lot for listening. I talk to you next time. Bye bye.